Dennis McIntyre, General Manager of Newnan Utilities, and I'm glad to be here today with two more of our outstanding employees and great friends, Todd Scarborough, Field Services Manager, and Brad Binion, Collection and Distribution Supervisor. Todd, I'll start with you, Manager of the department. Tell us generally what your department is and what your responsibilities are.
So we're responsible for all the water for all the customers in the city of Newnan and the sanitary part too, getting the sewer from the houses back to our lift stations. And
so your department maintains those lines. How many miles of lines do we have?
so the sewer, we have 250 miles of sewer line, and the water, we have 285 miles of sewer line, of water line.
And how many customers do you
A little over 19,000 customers.
Mm-hmm. So with both your water and your wastewater collection system, what are the major challenges in keeping those systems up and running?
So water, keeping people with water, and keeping their water mains from tearing up, like when they break, a road collapsing or whatever. And then on the sewer side, keeping the sewer flowing. Grease and roots are our two biggest problems, but just keeping it where it's flowing and not stopping up in anybody's house.
Now, I know we get calls a lot of times, and the problem is from our collection system to the home. What's our role in helping customers in those situations?
So there's usually a clean out right around the property line or easement that will go in, and even if they have a clean out up towards the house, we'll jet it right quick to see if it's something simple that we can help. But we maintain really right where the water meter is to the road.
I know quite often, unfortunately, we have to issue boil water advisories. What's that about? When do we do that, and why do we do that?
So we do that when we have to shut that water completely off and goes under 20 psi per the state. And we do that so that when we connect it back, we completely separate it. When we connect it back, we test the water to make sure we didn't contaminate or any contaminants get in that water to harm anybody.
And that's for how long did you say?
It usually takes about 18 hours for that test program to go. And our lab does it. Stacy Davis, well, our lab does that.
Well, Brad, you being the supervisor of the crews that do this work, we're standing in front of a big piece of equipment. Tell us what we're looking at here.
So this is our Vac Truck. Where this Vac Truck comes in handy for us, and what it does is it helps us dig water mains when we have a bad water main break. We're able to hydro excavate with this truck here, so we don't have to call in and locate, and we don't have to worry about damaging utilities. And it also helps us to where we can fix that water main under pressure, not have to actually cut the water off and cause that boil water advisory.
So you actually dig holes with this truck?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you also can jet lines out with this truck?
Yes, sir. It jets. It's got a jetting machine, jetting hose on the front, and it'll jet the sewer lines and clean out blockages on the sewer line too.
Now I know you have other equipment that does to jet out lines. Tell me about those pieces of equipment.
Yes, sir. So we got a smaller version of this without the vacuum. It's a smaller truck. It's got a smaller hose that will actually access a service line for a customer. This is more so not for services, it's for mains, big lines.
How often is this piece of equipment used?
We use it a couple times a week.
Really?
Yes, sir. It's also advantageous to Newnan Utilities for other stuff, digging pole holes for line crew. So it's got a number of different advantages for us.
Now, I know we have a camera truck. Tell us about the use of that and how that helps keep our services going.
So the camera truck is set up to, it's got actually got a robot on the end of the camera, on the end of a wire, and it can walk up in the sewer line and see what's going on inside there. So we can sit in the back of the truck and actually see what's going on inside the line, whether it's broke, got a blockage, or we can look at services that we can't locate, look up in the services and see.
Something else of interest to our customers is every year we have a flushing program with our hydrants. Why do we do that?
So we begin this flushing program. We're on our 6th year now to allow us to put our hands on every fire hydrant in the city of Newnan and keep those operable for the fire department when there is an emergency for a fire. They also keep the lines flushed out and cleaned out so that the water stays using in those areas all the time. Like I said, the fire department definitely appreciates it for the fact of when they get on a hydrant when there's a fire, it's on and it works. It's ready to go. There's no damages unless it's something that happened before the fact. But it's an important part of that for the fire department.
So we ensure that when we through that flushing program and touching those fire hydrants, that in important areas, hospitals and nursing homes and that those hydrants are in good working condition.
Yes, sir.
Is that part of
Absolutely.
Is that part of the program? Now, Todd, I know we put in a brand new metering system over the last several years that offers a lot of advantages to our customers. Tell us about that and how it helps our customers.
So the meters help our customers and us. So our new meters have a radio tower that reports back to our main office. And say if a customer has a leaking toilet, and if it's a nonstop leak, and it's a small leak that the customer may not hear or see, it will throw an alarm back to our customer service, which will then generate them to contact that customer and say, your meter is showing that you have a leak. And then it's a process of that customer listening to all their toilets, and it's hard. Some of them are very hard. Some of them leak up and down. They'll stop and they'll leak every 5 minutes, and some of them will leak constant. But the meters, for them, especially say if they're out of town for a month, it'll tell them they got a leak. Well, I'm out of town. We just go cut it off for them.
So this meter will detect that anytime during the month, not just when it's time for read for the
Anytime. Yep, not one.
So a small leak in a toilet will make a difference in a month's time?
We have seen a leak in a toilet and the bill be up to $600 and $700 from one leaking toilet.
So Todd, talk to us a little bit about the tornado this past March. I know you were very busy, you and Brad and your whole department. Tell us how that affected your department.
So as far as our services, it did not affect terribly. We had several water meters that were uprooted from trees. I think we had 2, maybe 3 fire hydrants that were tore up from trees, and a couple manholes, but nothing tremendous on that side, but just a few. Me and my department, we jumped in to help start opening up the road on LaGreen Street first thing that morning, and then as soon as we got the road open to the high school, we immediately started helping the line crew with debris removal, and getting them where they can get in, and then started with our Vac Truck, helping them set hundreds of poles with the Vac Truck.
Well, I know y'all worked very hard, as our whole company did, in those 5, 6, 7 days immediately after. I can't thank you enough for what you did there, for what you and Brad and all your crew does to take care of our customers. You are truly great employees, good friends of mine, and I appreciate all that you do for our company and for our customers. Thank you very much for your interest in Newnan Utilities and watching this video. And for more information and for anything you're curious about, please visit us at newnanutilities.org.